Hello, everybody. Thanks for checking in with Callie. Now, I didn't want to talk about this topic, but I feel like it's time we have to. I feel like it's time we have to start having a conversation about Terance Mann. Now, Terance Mann is a player for the Clippers that's, been with the Clippers for several years now. He's played with a ton of, he's played with a lot of great players, and he's been around this team for a while and been around lots of talent, and watching his growth, throughout the years has been good. He was started out as a G League player, I think. And then, he ended up, finding a home with the Clippers, and the rest is history. He is where he is now. But, when you look at games like the last few games, the last 4 games, he's been averaging like 4 points a game. Now, on the season, he's averaging 6 points a game. And, I personally would like him around the 10-point range, maybe like 9.7, something like that per game instead of like 6.2, what he's at now. Really, the Clippers just going to need more production from him if they really plan on, making a deep run, because, of course, you got the 4-star players. Of course, you got, other guys, Mir Coffee, other than who will step in and just make big shots and things like that. But, Terance Mann plays about 26 to 27 minutes per game. And he's a starter on top of that. So if you're starting playing 26, 27 minutes per game, even if he doesn't score more than 6.2 a game, which he's averaging for the season now, even if he's not going to average around 9, 10 points per game, he can at least rebound a lot more. I mean, there needs to be more production from Terance Mann in regards to, being on the floor that long, because you have to, and I will give him this. He does play defense. He does, go out there, and he is definitely an energy type guy. And it could be because of, just the mixed vibes that he had, with the Clippers. Because, at first he was starting. Then when James Harden came, he didn't start. And then, it's a lot of back and forth. So maybe once he really get going, a little bit more, maybe he'll be more fluid, with the team or whatever. But I just feel like they just need more production out of him on either side of the floor. Either it's going to be offense where, like I said, right now he's averaging like 6.2. I like him to average around 9.7, per game, close to 10 points a game. Or he needs to pick up more, get more defensive rebounds, box out more. I mean, it's be more productive on both ends of the floor, because with you being in the starting lineup, averaging 26, 27 minutes per game, that's up there with, Kawhi and them. They average 29, 30 minutes a game. You know what I'm saying? He's a starter. So, and, he gets a lot of minutes per game. So if you're getting those type of minutes, per game and stuff like that, that should go a long way. It should. And, like I said, and especially games where, Kawhi Leonard's not playing, he should be even more productive. And like I said, it may not be offensively, but, on getting more rebounds or whatever the case may be, he should be more productive when Kawhi is not around. And one of the games that they played, I believe it was against OKC. I believe he went 0 for 10, from the field. It was between OKC and the Celtics. He went 0 for 10 from the field, and it's like, oh, wow, like you can't allow that to happen. What I'm saying? When you have the green light, the opportunity to go out there and be more productive than what you usually are when Kawhi is in the lineup. And whether Kawhi is in the lineup or not, or Paul George is out or not, it doesn't matter. You have to be more productive on either side or both sides of the floor, because you're a starter. If you're starting in the starting lineup, you have to give more production because you're getting more minutes than guys like Amir Coffee, who's coming off the bench, and just being thrown to the wolves, going out there just playing. And, he comes up with a game where he has like 12 to 15 points, whereas Terance Mann's in the starting lineup and he barely sees 12 to 15 points. And I'm not saying that he always gets enough shot attempts to put up 12 to 15 points, but the aggression from him at times it's like he doesn't know when to be aggressive, when not to. And I think that's slowing or stunting his growth more. And if that's the case, I mean, if Ty Lue feels like, he wants to just leave him in there, but he's not getting the production out of him like that, well, split some of those minutes with Bones Highland, or hell, maybe put in PJ Tucker for a little while or something like that, because he still can contribute a little bit. I mean, honestly, if they had PJ Tucker in the starting lineup, hypothetically, we're just speaking hypothetically, they had the PJ Tucker in the starting lineup over Terance Mann, he'd be averaging around 5-6 points a game too. I mean, he can average the same thing, with like 4 rebounds a game. Terance Mann should be averaging like 10 points a game and 6 or 7 rebounds a game is what he should be averaging. Because as long as he's been on this team, as long as he's been a part of the culture, he should understand he should understand what his role is and what they need him to go out there and do. And if he can give them 10 points per game, somewhere around there, average, on the whole season, along with 7 to 8 rebounds a game, that's what they need out of Terance Mann with good production on defense. That's what they need from him. That's what they kept Terance Mann around for. And that's the reason why when the James Harden deal went through, before it went through, the Clippers were saying that, Terance Mann was untouchable. They were saying that because of what they know of what he brings or what he can bring to the team, consistently. And, so far, like I said, this season, he started out a little slow because, he had a little injury where he gave him a little setback. But I mean, other than that, it's like these last several games, his production has been, teetering at most. And this is why I said I think that the Clippers need more out of Terance Mann, whether Kawhi is there or not. I'm saying take a little bit of load off them at times, where they can, instead of dropping 30 points a night to beat teams, they can drop, 25 points a night, and beat team. Now, if Kawhi or PG just have a game where they're going off, okay, that's one thing. But there's games where this year where they weren't going off and Terance Mann was in there and his production really wasn't to the level that it should be for a person who's getting 26 to 27 minutes per game. So, I mean, they either have to find a way to get, more production out of him on the offense or defensive end or both, or, maybe look into splitting some of his time or something like that, maybe, because like I said, there's not going to be games every night where Kawhi and PG is on and things like that. And, Terance Mann might have a night where he can, contribute a little bit more. And like I said, my main thing with him is I just want to see more on the defensive end, with him. Like I said, he will cause turnovers and disrupt at times, but I need to see him get more rebounds, get more active in the paint a little bit, because he's the type of guy, he can get you 8 rebounds in a game. He can do that, what I'm saying? Because he's energetic enough to go out there and just be that force. I mean, he needs to play more like a Tyrese Maxey, or more of the type of player that he really is. Maybe not score as much as Maxey because he's not in that role. But I mean, even when Tyrese Maxey, like last year when James Harden was there, Maxey, and the year prior, Maxey wasn't really a scorer like that. But I mean, on the defensive end, he was making things happen and he was getting, extra rebounds. I mean, I seen him crash the boards on a couple offensive rebounds, and did the little things. You see what I'm saying? And that's usually what Terance Mann does very well. But like I said, I just haven't seen the production out of him I thought that we would be getting in by now from him. His first few years with the Clippers, okay, but by now he needs to at least be at like 10 and 7, per game. 10 and 7 is what he should be giving the Clippers per game. No questions asked. Any day of the week, all day, 24/7 is what he should be doing. But we'll see how it goes. I'm not criticizing them too hard. I don't believe. But you leave any comments in the comment section. Let me know if you believe I am criticizing them too hard. I just want to see a little bit more out of, Terance Mann, because I know he has more potential than what is shown right now. And if he wants to continue to grow and elevate as a player, production is going to have to be shown rather than, just your trajectory, because that's futuristic and that's probability. What you're putting out on the floor is what we see. So, I believe, he's got time to, put more together and be a little bit more assertive on both ends of the floor. And I believe the Clippers will definitely, go from there.